Why men have midlife crises? You have to practice being selfish.
For many men, the phrase midlife crisis conjures up images of flashy sports cars, risky affairs, and drastic career changes. While the stereotypical portrayal leans into the more sensationalistic aspects, the underlying existential plight driving these behaviors is no laughing matter. In this video, we'll dig into the unique pressures and pain points men face in midlife that can trigger a crisis. The goal isn't to pathologize or judge men going through profound self-doubt and upheaval. Rather, it's to foster compassion and provide actionable solutions earlier in life to avoid reaching a boiling point. By understanding what drives crises and learning preventive practices, men can navigate midlife with grace and gratitude, arriving at deeper purpose. The key is honoring your emotions while grounding yourself in wisdom.
Why midlife triggers existential crises?
For many men, the period between around 40 to 55 sparks an instinctive stock-taking of life. Mortality feels closer, and previous sources of purpose, like climbing career ladders or raising kids, no longer provide the same fulfillment. As one man going through this phase put it, "I've achieved everything society told me would make me happy, nice house, stable job, family. But I feel hollow, like I've been performing a part but have no sense of who I truly am." Cracks in their identity become gaping holes, leading to questions like, is this all there is? What meaning have I created? What legacy will I leave? How do I want to live the remainder of my days? This intense self-interrogation is a psychologically normal response to evolving life stages. But without proper perspective and support, it can spiral into self-destructive behaviors like gambling addictions, impulsive affairs, or rash career pivots in a grasping search for purpose.
Men's socialization sets them up for crises.
The existential insecurity underlying midlife crises reflects deficiencies in how young men are traditionally socialized. Many grow up with narrow definitions of success, good grades. Social norms discourage men from exploring their inner lives. Displays of vulnerability and introspection are seen as unmanly. Over-identification with external validation instills an impoverished self-concept. Their sense of meaning and worth relies largely on what they do, achieve, and accumulate rather than who they inherently are. This external focus continues into adulthood, but eventually, time exposes the emptiness of seeking lasting fulfillment solely through status, wealth, and the approval of others. Come midlife, when previous definitions of success no longer satisfy, men confront a distressing identity void. Lacking self-knowledge and emotional tools, they grasp for external quick fixes to paper over this inner crisis.
The perils of delayed self-gratification.
Many men also weren't allowed to fully explore their passions and desires from a young age. Their time and energy went toward dutiful responsibility. They learned to put off doing what they love until some idealized future point: retirement, the next promotion, when the kids move out. But when this someday finally arrives in midlife, they are disconnected from what they truly want. Their cravings and impulses erupt in chaotic ways, like overindulging in substances, sex, or thrill-seeking. Rather than honoring their emotions, men numb them. They try to outrun inner turmoil through distraction and escapism, which only leads to more suffering.
Preventing crisis through emotional intelligence.
The good news is, with consistent practice, men can develop the emotional intelligence to navigate midlife gracefully. It begins with getting to know yourself deeply through activities like journaling, meditation, time in nature, spending time alone. Dig into your visions, values, passions. What experiences make you come alive? What wounds need healing? Open up emotionally to trusted friends who can hold space without judgment as you process vulnerability. Explore your inner world through therapy, men's groups, or immersive experiences like retreats. Reframe ideas of strength that prevent emotional exploration. The strongest men have the courage to uncover their tender humanity. By midlife, you'll have clarity of purpose and self-knowledge to ground you through change. Greater inner security allows you to embody your truth without needing external validation. Rather than follow others' rigid rules, you'll live aligned with your highest values. Each day carries meaning because you wake up in intimate connection with your authentic self.
Practice measured self-indulgence.
Another key lesson for men is responsibly indulging desires throughout adulthood. Set aside time for rest, leisure, and enjoyment outside of relentless grinding. Go on that bucket list trip in your 20s or 30, rather than waiting until old age. Explore passions that light you up. Make time for hobbies between work and family. Nurture friendships. Follow callings like volunteering, activism, or artistic outlets. Your life need not be all sacrifice or reckless hedonism. Find balance across self-care, contribution, and duty. When enjoyable experiences are woven into your lifestyle, you won't arrive at midlife feeling trapped or consumed by unmet cravings. With its mortality wake-up calls and shifting roles, midlife holds inevitable existential challenges. But undertaking the inner work earlier, to know your authentic self, prevents superficial quick fixes when crisis hits. You may still change career paths, get divorced, or make other major changes with wisdom and care. The difference is acting from truth rather than running from pain. By listening to your soul's whispers all along the journey, you'll create a life of meaning with no need for rebellious uprooting. Each day will already align with your deepest purpose. What has your experience with midlife challenges been? What guidance would you offer men in their 20s and 30s to set themselves up for fulfillment? I'd love to hear your insights in the comments.